Hello, I'm Wendy Mitchell, the Chief Operating Officer of the Stuffed Animal Rescue Foundation. I am a uh, head, neck, and spine specialist. Today I will be doing surgery on Bobby Blue Bear. He is a 44-year-old male bear from Boston. He has no allergies, a non-smoker.
Oh no, smokers and Bobby Blue can say hi to
Oh
each
yeah,
other.
they probably miss each other, don't they?
The smoker says, "Hi, Bobby Blue."
together for
He has this fairly large laceration. It's a pretty common injury. We will fix that up with the help of Nurse Susan. He also has some minor breakages that I'll sew up. His outfit here, which is vintage 70s, has a few missing pieces. I'm going to attach a new strap to keep his pants up. We monitor and make sure that his heartbeat is non existent, which is normal. Just going to do the neck wound first. It's not really fraying too much. We don't want these hanging off. I'm going to keep that piece because it's going to help to fill in. I'm going to take a little bit of this fray check. Stop the fraying a little. It kind of dries hard, but this part's going to be on the inside of his neck once we're done, so you're not going to be able to feel it. He is a well-made bear. They don't make bears like this anymore. He's got tough fur. Some stuffed animals have their fur is it's like a higher pile, like a rug. And so you have to do a lot of spreading the fur. But in his case, he's got a low pile. I'm doing a blind stitch, which is kind of going from one side to the other. I want to stay close to the edges, but still trying to be kind of getting enough in there. So when it pulls tight, it should seal up. The technique that I use is really dependent on the particular stuffed animal and the particular injury. Newer stuffed animals tend to be microfiber a lot of the time. They're not as tough. They're a lot softer and not necessarily in a good way, in my opinion. He's doing really well. I imagine he'll have a little bit of soreness when this is done, but he's a trooper. Now that he's evenly stitched up, I go back and I tighten all the stitches, starting at the beginning. I just kind of pull them. I don't do the same thing for every animal. This just seems the appropriate technique for this guy. So I got it pretty close to tight. And I'm just going to go back in and push, make sure that the edges are on the inside, and tighten it up one more time, making sure that the stitches are hidden. I don't want him to come apart again. We enjoy having him here. But we don't need him to have a return visit. Just quickly going back over it and also making sure that the stitches are hidden. I just made my way back. I can see where I started. I'm going to go kind of shallow and come back to right where I started. It's time to tie it off. Take a little chunk part that's loose that you pull on, I wrap it around, take a knot, bury the knots in the fur. So I just go back in and just come out somewhere else, pull it tight so that knot goes inside. Yeah. Mr. Blue Bear's neck is looking pretty good. The pandemic we have stopped our adoptions briefly. Had a lot of quality time with the stuffed animals. Been doing a lot of therapy rehab. These are pretty minor. We just don't want them to get any bigger, especially since he's kind of on active duty now again. Same family, but a different living companion who's a lot younger. She's a toddler now, so obviously there's some pressure for him to perform a bit more. But age difference is pretty common with living companions and stuffed companions. It's really nice to see a multi-generational living companion situation. Okay, so we have his other arm. I'm just going to tie it off. Make a little incision here. Should we play some heavy metal music like real surgeons? Nurse Susan is kind of into the metal. You wouldn't think of it looking at her. There was a hole on the shirt, and I put some fusible iron-on stuff in there just to keep it from fraying. I just made the replacement strap here, so I just need to sew on the button. It's not quite perfect, but it's pretty good. What do you think, Bobby Blue? I think he likes it. I actually keep this older thread that I got at Austin Creative Reuse. It's slightly discolored because it's really old, and I like to use it on older stuffed animals to blend in more. Bobby Blue Bear, looking good and ready to go. I will go through and brush around the surgery points all around the stitches to fluff up the fur and cover up any stitches that are visible. This has been another successful surgery here at the SARF surgical headquarters. Bobby Blue Bear is on the road to recovery. Nurse Susan is still monitoring his vitals, and then he should be ready to head back to home.